The Great Battle of Badr, a decisive victory for Islam. An inevitable confrontation. The Battle of Badr, fought on the 17th of Ramadan in the second year of the Hijrah, 624 CE, is one of the most significant events in Islamic history. This battle saw the nascent Muslim community, led by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, face off against the Quraysh army from Mecca. Despite being outnumbered and under-equipped, the Muslims secured a strategic and spiritual victory that solidified their emerging authority. The origins of the conflict. Since the Hijrah, migration of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions from Mecca to Medina, tensions between the Muslims and the Quraysh had been escalating. The Quraysh viewed the rise of Islam as a direct threat to their political, economic and religious dominance. On the other hand, the Muslims had faced severe persecution in Mecca and now sought to protect their newly established community. These tensions reached a climax when a commercial caravan led by Abu Sufyan, one of the key leaders of the Quraysh, passed near Medina. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam decided to intercept the caravan to weaken the Quraysh economically while recovering goods that had been confiscated from the early Muslims. Second mobilization of forces. Upon learning of the Muslims' plans, Abu Sufyan sent a messenger to Mecca requesting reinforcements. In response, the Quraysh quickly mobilized an army of 1,000 men, including cavalry and archers, determined to protect their commercial interests and crush the Muslim community. Meanwhile, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gathered around 313 fighters, many of whom were poorly equipped, with only 2 horses and 70 camels. Aware of the disparity in numbers and resources, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam consulted his companions to ensure their commitment. Both the Ansar, Muslims from Medina, and the Muhajirun, immigrants from Mecca, pledged their unwavering support, ready to fight until the end. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam selected the location of Badr, situated between Medina and Mecca, as the battlefield. This area was strategically significant due to its wells, which were crucial for water supply. Before the battle commenced, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered some of the wells to be blocked, cutting off access to essential resources for the enemy. The night before the battle, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam spent hours in prayer seeking divine assistance. His act of devotion inspired his companions, strengthening their resolve. The Quran references this spiritual preparation. Indeed, Allah has already given you victory at Badr while you were weak. So fear Allah that you may be grateful. Quran 3:123. The beginning of the battle. On the 17th of Ramadan, the two armies faced each other. In keeping with Arabian tradition, the battle began with duels between champions from both sides. Ali ibn Abi Talib, Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib, and Ubaidah ibn al-Harith represented the Muslim side and triumphed over the Quraysh champions. This initial success boosted the morale of the Muslims. The full-scale battle then commenced. Despite being outnumbered, the Muslims displayed remarkable discipline and unwavering faith. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam provided clear instructions regarding battle formations and tactics, emphasizing that victory ultimately depended on their trust in Allah. The role of angels in the battle. A prominent aspect of the Battle of Badr is the divine intervention reported in Islamic sources. According to these accounts, Allah sent angels to reinforce the Muslim ranks. The Quran highlights this assistance. Remember when you asked your Lord for help, and He responded to you, "Indeed, I will reinforce you with 1,000 angels following one another." Quran 8:9. This divine support strengthened the Muslims' conviction and inspired them to fight with renewed vigor. The Quraysh forces, overwhelmed by the determination of their opponents, began to lose cohesion and panic. A resounding victory. By the end of the battle, the Quraysh suffered heavy losses. Approximately 70 of their men were killed, and an equal number were taken prisoner. Among the fallen was Abu Jahl, one of Islam's fiercest enemies. On the Muslim side, casualties were limited to around 10 martyrs. This victory marked a turning point for the Muslim community. It affirmed the leadership of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as both a political and military figure and strengthened the believers' faith. The Battle of Badr became a symbol of the triumph of faith over adversity. The aftermath of the battle. The victory at Badr had significant repercussions. It bolstered Muhammad's sallallahu alaihi wasallam position in Medina and attracted new tribes to Islam. The prisoners of war captured during the battle were treated with compassion in accordance with the Prophet's sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructions. Some were released upon paying a ransom, while others were tasked with teaching literacy to members of the Muslim community. However, this victory also intensified the animosity of the Quraysh, who vowed to avenge their defeat. The Battle of Uhud, fought the following year, was a continuation of this ongoing conflict. A spiritual and historical legacy. The Battle of Badr is commemorated by Muslims as a foundational event in their history. It exemplifies the power of faith, discipline, and unity in overcoming challenges. The Quran highlights the lessons from this episode. How many a small group has overcome a large group by permission of Allah, and Allah is with the patient. Quran 2:249. This legacy continues to inspire believers, reminding them that true victory lies in trusting Allah and defending a just cause. A crucial milestone in the rise of Islam. The Battle of Badr was far more than a mere military confrontation. It demonstrated the moral and spiritual strength of the early Muslims. Through their faith and resilience, they overcame an enemy with superior numbers and resources. This historic event underscores the importance of patience, perseverance, and reliance on divine guidance, core values that remain central to the Islamic faith today.